lives. And that's why I had to come here as a woman this lifetime to experience the other side and soften myself. And I really had to learn to be a woman. Like I even embody that woman energy until maybe just 3 years ago when I was 40 years old.
Yeah.
Before that, I was still in my wounded little girl or my wounded masculine, survival masculine, trying to
Mm.
prove myself to the world. And so I had to really cultivate this feminine energy in me because I have a lot of strong masculine leadership. And now I'm standing for feminine leadership, but it really is so that we have that inner union and inner balance. So what do you think about, can people shift their blueprint
Oh,
as
so
they
no, it's just learning to work with the energies.
yeah, yeah,
Because so left brain masculine, right brain feminine.
yeah,
And if you're stuck in one more than the other, and this is where being identified with your mind is the problem. So
right,
when we learn how to transcend that, and we learn to recognize this, now we're connected to source, and now we can consciously understand it. But here's the thing, Steph, is that masculine and feminine are not separate.
right. They're intertwined.
No, exactly, because there's going to be a little bit of one and the other because
Of
it's
course.
necessary. If they were two separate things, we'd be screwed. Not as screwed as we are right now. We'd be more screwed because there would be no way to go from one or to as they say in French, mélange les deux, which means mix the two.
Yeah.
So so something that I have, and it's actually in part of my offering. So what I mean, first of all, you have to be able to identify with what energy you're in
Hmm.
from a wounded perspective, because
Exactly.
you could be in masculine energy and you could be like in fearless leadership mode,
Yeah.
and that's where you need to be at that particular time for whatever
Yeah.
you're doing. But if
Totally.
you get into this, if you get in, and this is where most people live, who are um, who are doing the who are in the masculine vibe, is it comes across as, so I mean, if you use sales as an example, it comes across as pushy. It comes across as not listening. It comes across as,
Mhm.
my agenda is the key.
Yeah.
Basically it comes across as like a pushy dictator asshole. And
Right.
nobody in their right mind really wants to do business with a person like that. Now,
Yeah.
on the flip side,
Yeah.
the wounded feminine, as you can relate, they feel powerless. They feel
Yeah.
like a victim. They
Yeah.
feel, and a lot of this comes from, in modern, kind of reverting back to what I was talking about regarding this split in when women say, well, where are all the good men? Well, they're either at home, married, or in relationships, and they're with somebody who appreciates their who they are. So there's this victim side that, a lot of it comes from entitlement. There's a huge sense of it, and I'm not saying it's just women. Don't get me wrong on that, because
Mhm.
it happens to men too, and they are it's those kind of men that treat women like shit, right? And trust me, I see it every day in the business that I'm in, right? And I've had
Yeah.
like I've so the idea is to really identify, to be able to recognize and be aware of what kind of energy is happening in your body, and then
Mhm.
being able to shift, right?
Yeah.
And one of the easiest ways to do that, and this is a practice. Now, did I ever tell you about polarity breathing?
Yes, we did practice it
Okay.
a little bit, but can you demonstrate it again? Because I really loved it. I'd love a refresher, and I'm sure your viewers would.
Okay. So this is um, this is a great way to begin the process of the shift,
Hmm.
because now it depends. So I'm going to give a couple of nuances here. So if somebody is really activated masculine, like angry,
Hmm.
trying to go right into feminine is not healthy,
Yeah.
because it's
Good transition.
right. which leads to another point. Our bodies are already equipped to be able to do this. We just have to fucking let them, right? So, but in a healthy way. So,
Yeah.
okay, so let's say that I've just gotten really angry, and I've done something to regulate it to a point where like I can still feel it in my body, but it's starting to settle. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is now where I'm going to introduce it. And so all we're going to do is you're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, slow, like say to a count of 4, and then out to a count of 7. And then you're going to pause for a count of 4. And then you're going to do it again.
How are we supposed to hold it up here?
No, release it. Yeah. Inhale.
So in for 4, hold
and
at
then
the top.
Out. No. Hold it. In for 4.
Out for 7.
Out, and then hold.
Hold on the exhale and repeat.
Yeah. So it shouldn't be it shouldn't be a hold at the bottom. It should be a pause because you're not holding anything because the lungs are empty.
Yes.
Yeah. So 2 things are happening. By breathing in that rhythm, you are cultivating the feminine polarity or the negative polarity in the body. And so what this means is it's producing negative ions. And if you know anything about that, it is absolutely vital to health. It helps with it helps with the receptivity of cell activity. It helps with the eradication of the free radicals and like a gazillion other things.
Yeah.
So, right. And then
I've heard it even activates stem cell growth. I've heard breath holds at least.
Oh, yes. So breath holds, that's, if you do a bunch of deep breathing and then you hold for at least 60 seconds. Yes. Yeah. And that's even part of the Wim Hof stuff, but that's for another day.
Got it.
So the other thing is, as soon as you start to do that, it starts to, you're sending a message to the body to say that you're safe, and it activates the parasympathetic nervous system.
Right. So you get your nervous system into a grounded state. So breathing in for 4 seconds, breathing out for 7, and then a pause for 4, breathing and then repeating until how long would you do this cycle for? And tell me how this recalibrates your polarity.
Okay, so I'm still a bit fuzzy on how it actually it has to do with about releasing pressure. Yeah. Because when you're exhaling and then you're paused, it's like a release of pressure. Yeah. Right? Because when we do the masculine, you'll see the difference. Okay. So it's like
breathing.
Right. So that's negative breathing. Okay. Negative, feminine, yin, all the same thing.
Yes. Okay? And we're not saying negative as in bad. We're saying negative as in positive is penetrative force. Negative is receiving force. So the positive inserts into the negative. So negative is meaning the receptivity of
it. So it creates a feedback loop.
Okay.
Right.
So what's the masculine breathing?
It's the exact opposite. So now you're going to breathe in, and now you're going to hold. And this is where you're creating the pressure because you're holding. And then out.
Exhale.
And then there's no pause at the bottom, maybe like for half a second. And you're going to go to capacity. And so you notice when I'm talking, like there's a pressure build. Right.
Okay, so that's when you want to cultivate more masculine energy. You start with the breathing and you hold up. within. And if you want to cultivate more feminine energy, you breathe out and exhale. And it reminds me of the feminine where we can just exhale and relax, exhale and relax, exhale and relax.
It's the
And
whole
it's
point.
so, I've only ever really experienced being in my feminine in a relationship once, and it was 2 years ago. And I had no idea I could be that happy. I had no idea I could be that feminine and feel so taken care of. I had no idea. I was just really, it was a surprise to me. And that was when I first really discovered